Hello, it's Caroline here. We're talking about some leadership thoughts that I've had, and today I want to talk to you about appreciation. What I've noticed when I worked with teams is often people mention that they don't feel valued or recognised, and often they actually think it's the role of the leader to help them with that. And what I want to talk a little bit about today is about everyone's responsibility in appreciating each other. I had a story actually where I've introduced appreciation rounds in all of my team coaching activities. So just including a round at the very end where we each appreciate each other. And it reminded me of one of the first times I did this with a group of technical people, mostly men. And I literally, it was as if I'd suggested they jump off a building, the horror on their faces that they'd be sort of appreciating each other for what they'd done today in the workshop in that day. But what was amazing was just how good they were at giving really sincere and succinct appreciation, and how wonderful it was to hear it, and actually how it just changed the dynamic in the room. I also noticed that they weren't terribly good at receiving it, so I'll reflect a little bit on that later. So my first thought about appreciation, and it's one of those things that grows, it's a pro-social thing. As you appreciate people, they'll go on and appreciate, is to always be appreciating people, making sure you're mindful about something that someone's done, be able to thank them, in a very sincere way, to the point about what it was that they've done, and the impact it had. So, include that in an everyday occurrence. So it's just something that you do. And so you start to notice things and then start to appreciate them in the moment. The second thing is to just bring it into routines, such as the workshop that I mentioned. If you have a team meeting, include an appreciation round at the end, helping people to appreciate each other for their contribution within the meeting, or maybe some assistance they've given outside of the meeting. Included in one-to-ones, appreciate each other at the end of the session. And finally, as I mentioned at the beginning, one of the interesting things is, because we're probably not so used to receiving it, we often don't receive it the way that it's intended. And I found myself doing this week when someone thanked me for something I did, and I said, "Oh, thank you, but I don't think it was all me." But what I was doing then was I was throwing their appreciation back at them, when I should have just thanked them. So thank you for that, I appreciate it. So that's it for today. My 3 thoughts. 1, have appreciation in your mind at all times and just become a habit really. 2, include it in your routines, your team meetings and any interactions you have, so that you always finish off with an appreciation. And 3rd, become good at receiving appreciation. A simple thank you is all it needs. I hope that's provoked some thinking, and as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and get your feedback. Also, please don't forget, I have my download about creating a compelling vision, so do check that out. Otherwise, I shall speak to you next week. Have a good one. Bye bye.